Good morning, church. Welcome to another bright, sunny day. Hope and pray you've had a fantastic week so far. Get your coffees, have a chat. Just pretty casual morning, probably more my stream of consciousness than anything else. But this is our Bible and the Bean. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy. And we'll see how long this goes. If you want to say g'day, stick your head in the stream, so drop me a message, whatever. We're just going to hang out a little bit together. So I was talking with Steve yesterday after my first one of these, and he said you should have it a regular time to let people know when to come on. So I'm going to try and aim for 8:30. I don't know how long we're going to talk for, but I'll try and aim for 8:30 and just have a morning chat with you about life in general and whatever. But before I do, let me read this to you. So I opened up my Bible in 1 Year app today, and it says in Proverbs 10, chapter 10, verse 11, it says, "The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of wicked conceals violence." And then verse 12 says that hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs. And I don't know. I suppose the thought that I have off the top of that verse is that how do you use your language? How does language affect you? And have you ever had an experience where love covers wrongs? I think it's a true statement. I believe it's a true statement. It's a very wise statement. But sometimes I think someone who likes to open their mouth and then think about what they've said later. Sometimes you actually need to have some wisdom in there, and you need to make sure that you're coming from a right foundation and a right place. So I'd love to hear some thoughts from you guys and how you're traveling. Let me read another verse here. So verse 13 says, "Wisdom is found on the lips of the discerning, but the rod is for the back of the one who has no sense." I think I might be the person who needs the rod some days. Some days I reckon my sense goes out the door. But I think it's probably more saying that we need to be discerning in how we live. We're discerning in how we think, discerning in how we behave, discerning in how we act. And it's when we're not discerning that we get ourselves in trouble. And we get ourselves in trouble in life, and we make bad decisions, and that's when calamity comes around us and comes into our life. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my little ponderance on that. I just thought I'd jump in and say g'day. First thing that happened this morning when I jumped on and I checked my emails, and I got an email from one of my mates, was he sent me a video around manufacturing in Australia and what is happening in relation to Corona. And it seems that the Morrison government have put together a team of people to look at how do we bring manufacturing back to Australia, and how does that all play out in the rebuilding of Australia post Corona CV-19 and the rebuilding of Australia in 2020 and beyond. A bit croaky this morning. Anyway, so I was wondering, what are the manufacturing bases and what are the manufacturing industries that you would like to see come back to Australia? I know myself, I was in, before I got involved with youth work and social work and that's that aspect of my life. I did lots of different factory jobs. I was pump maintenance of like pressure testing, fire hydrant valves, chemical dosing pumps. For a while there, I did a whole lot of stuff just from job to job. Like, I don't think I ever held a job down for much over a year. It was just, growing up in the 90s, working in the 90s in Queensland, you kind of bounced around. I remember I loaded shipping containers full of beer to send up to East Timor for a few weeks there. So yeah, lots of different stuff. But what sort of manufacturing jobs would you like to see come back? If you've got any comments, drop them in. If you want to say good day, drop them in. I'm just having a bit of a stream of consciousness today and chewing the fat. And I hope and pray that you guys are well while I drink my coffee. and let's make this a place that we can connect at 8:30 on a morning before we start work. So, yeah. So no one's popping in, no one's saying anything. Steve, you're not saying anything today, mate? This is the joys of starting something new and trying something new. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get, and sometimes you've actually got to come in pre-planned. And I take my hat off to all the stations and anyone who's doing this, on a professional basis, because they got teams and armies of people that do all this stuff. But I think when you're starting to get out there and you're wanting to make something that helps people connect and grow in their faith and grow in life, then you actually need to, you need to do a bit of work and a bit of homework and prep stuff. But I think you also need to just get out there and have a crack, and you need to continually show up. And that's what I want to do, is just continually show up and be consistent in connecting with you guys and encouraging you. And I don't really have much else to say this morning. So hope and pray you're having a fantastic day. I'm going to pray for you, and we're going to wrap this up. So this is our second Bible in the Bean, where it's just a stream of consciousness and coffee and enjoying the day. So if you want, stick your head in and say g'day at any point. I'm going to be here sometime between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, probably closer to 8:30 most days, with the exception of Sundays. And we'll say g'day. So, Lord, I thank you for what you're doing in our lives. I thank you for what you're doing in the lives of those that are watching us. Lord, I thank you that you will just continue to pour out your Spirit afresh upon us. Lord, I thank you that as we go about our day today, Lord, that you would give us the wisdom to understand. Lord, that you would give us the words that we need to speak, that you would help us to become the men and women of God that we need, that you're calling us to be. And Lord, I just pray blessing upon every person that's watching this, upon their family, upon their workplace, upon the situations that they're facing in life. And Lord, let you be glorified in all of it. In Jesus' precious name, amen. Anyway, guys, that's my 7 minutes and 15 seconds stream of consciousness, having a coffee, saying g'day. Have a good one, and I will catch you in the next video, which will probably be at 8:30 tomorrow morning. See you, church.